A very warm welcome to my PPT. My name is Prachi and I opted for the course Ethical Hacking under SWIM and FTL. The course I am in currently in my third semester of BTech CSE and my section is DS1. My university roll number is 2418741. So this course, Ethical Hacking, was I opted it from SWAYAM and FTL. It was taught by Professor Indrani Sengupta, which is from IIT Kharagpur. This course type was elective, and the language in which we were taught was English. Its duration was of 12 weeks. These were some Gmail screenshots of the details, Gmail screenshots of the course that I opted. Every week we were sent a email um, alerting us about the content. This is the URL, and the course duration, as I told, was of 12 weeks. This course was started on 24th July 2025. When content was released on portal, we used to get emails like this alerting us. Every week for about 2.5 to 4 hours, videos of content were released by the course instructor for us. There were also announcement and discussion groups to clear the doubts. The criteria to get a certificate was average assignment score equals to 25% of average of best 8 assignments out of the total 12 assignments given in the course. Exam score equals to 75% of the proctored certification exam score out of 100. The final score was then added. Every week, just like 12, and there are 12 weeks, so every week there were different contents taught to us. For example, in week 1, we were introduced to ethical hacking, how the fundamentals of computer networking works, the TCP and IP protocol stack, etc. The week 2 was about IP addressing and routing, TCP and UDP IP subnets. Then the week 3 was routing protocols, and then so on. Introduction to Ethical Hacking and Networking Basics. This was taught to us on our first week. Ethical hacking. So, what is ethical hacking? It is a practice of legally testing computer systems to identify and fix security vulnerabilities before malicious hackers can exploit them. It plays a crucial role in cybersecurity by helping the organizations to prevent data from leaking or breaching. There were also There were also some application layers. Some layers, it consists of 4 layers. Application layer, which interfaces with software application, example browsers and email. Then the second was transport layer. It ensures the reliable data delivery (TCP) of fast transmission (UDP). The internet layer, it handles the IP addressing and routing of data packets. Then understanding this layer, network access layer, it manages the hardware, the level transmission over physical media. Understanding this layer helps in designing secure networks and diagnosing the issues which we face sometimes. IP addressing, routing, and protocols. IP addressing assigns unique identifiers to devices, allowing them to communicate over a network. So this is basically routing ensures the data packets travel efficiently from source to another source or destination. The TCP transmission control protocol is a reliable and a connection based source which ensure the accurate data delivery to other source. In contrast, the UDP datagram protocol is faster and it is connectionless basically. So it's an advantage of it. It is suitable for real-time applications like video streaming. Subnetting divides a large network into smaller and manageable segments. Routing protocols and IPv6. This was taught to us in week 3. Routing protocols like RIP, OSPF, and BGP are used to determine the best paths for data travel across other networks or other sources. RIP is one of the simplest and it uses hop count. OSPF is faster and uses link state information. Like there's a link state formation and then we jump to it. While BGP is used for routing between large networks like the internet. IPv6 is a successor to IPv4. Like a new version of that. It offers vastly large addresses and improves the overall network efficiency. Setting up systems and information gathering. So, attacker victim setup. How does a attacker or victim set up is kind of like stimulated environments are created for safe ethical hacking practice. There are environments created for ethical hacking practices which allow the testing tools and techniques without harming real system. Information gathering tools. There were some tools, Google Docs, Archie.org, NetCraft. These were some tools which was used to gather the information. Domain and DNS tools. Who is and host. These were some domain tools which is used to access the domains, and the network scanning was done by Nmap. Nmap is one of the safest network scanners to identify open port services and vulnerabilities. Vulnerability scanning and system hacking. Scanning tools like Nmap and Nessus are essential for identifying vulnerabilities in systems and networks. Nmap, as I told earlier, is one of the safest portal to scan the networks, and Nessus is also another. So a secure environment such as isolated virtual lab is very crucial for the safety testing these tools and techniques without risking the real systems. Common attacks like deploying malware, performing ARP spoofing, and launching MAC address spoofing to intercept or manipulate to network uh, traffic. Cryptography and advanced security. To be honest, cryptography it was one of my favorite topics. So cryptography it is basically the science of securing information by transferring the readable format, non-encrypted data, plain or we can say a plain text into encrypting it into ciphertext. Ciphertext is basically like non-readable format, or we can say it is encrypted data. We cannot read it basically like in a human. How does a human read? It's basically like English or something in which he or she is taught, but it's a different text which we cannot read easily. It's not maybe basically it's not like easy to read, and then it is decrypted into plain text or we can say readable format. Basically like kind of for example like we use WhatsApp or Instagrams, they have a chatting system, so the plain text which we send is encrypted into ciphertext and then it is decrypted into plain text to the other source which we want to some which we like want another person to read. It includes private key encryption, where both sender and receiver share the same key, and public key encryption, which is a key pair for secure communication. Hash functions like SHA and MD5 convert data into fixed length codes, ensuring integrity. Digital signatures and certificates verify identity and authenticity in online exchanges. And there was also biometric authentication included in it. Attacks, tools, and case studies. Scanning tools, the Nmap and Nessus, this was like kind of main scanning networks which we studied. Secure environment use isolated labs or virtual machines for safe testing. It prevents the damage to real systems during the ethical hacking practice because we cannot directly jump into real systems. They are basically very huge and not easy to control. There are some hacking techniques which we can use to basically like understand the concept better. The first one is password cracking. It recovers or bypass user credentials. Privilege escalation. It means gaining the higher level access to systems through through other sources. Malware deployment. It tests system defenses against malicious or harmful software. ARP spoofing means redirecting the network traffic by faking MAC addresses. So basically, it provides fake MAC addresses, which kind of look like the same or basically like kind of similar, but it's not real. MAC attacks. MAC attacks means manipulating device identity. It kind of shows like we can say kind of a clone on a network. So the summary. Basically, over the past 12 weeks, I've learned the essentials of ethical hacking and cybersecurity. I started with the networking basics like TCP/IP, addressing and routing. Then I explored about Nmap and the scanning, how the scanning on Nmap and Nessus is done for vulnerabilities, and practice system hacking techniques such as password cracking and privilege escalation. Then I learned about the cryptography and its system. Cryptography and system that we network system that we kind of used, like and then I studied about the attacks like ARP spoofing, social engineering, and denial of service. I also used Wireshark, Burpsuit, and Metasploit to analyze and launch attacks, and wrapped up with the real, and then I ended it with the real world case studies and the solutions. So basically, why should a person in tech learn about ethical hacking? Why is it like necessary? Ethical hacking helps tech professionals understand how attackers think, because basically in today's world, every other thing we do is online. Most of the things are online, and it is easier to defend this. It is easier to attack systems. So how we can prevent them and like use defense systems to protect our data? It deepens the knowledge of networks, operating systems, and applications by exposing their vulnerabilities. Learning tools like Nmap and Nessus, these are hand-on skills which everyone should know, which we can use for our defense of our data. With cybersecurity threats rising, every other day we learn about this system or this person or this country had a problem of or their data gets leaked or breached. We can prevent that by learning some kind of ethical practices. Whether we are a developer, network engineer, or sysadmin, it's a powerful way to boost our career and protect digital assets. So this was all about my PPT. I hope I assure you with my results. Thank you.